this is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm finally going to get back into my makeup. I've been doing a lot of like glowy bronzy skin looks lately, and just because I've been outside, I've been doing planting, and I am actually going outside today and doing more planting. And actually, this is totally off topic, but one thing I would love to do is to show you guys my yard once I get everything planted. And keep in mind, it doesn't look the greatest at first because everything is still growing, but I would kind of like to do like a vlog style video. If I don't know if that's something you guys would like, let me know, because I love showing off my garden. Not a lot of people see it because we don't have huge parties in their backyard or anything. So just let me know what you think about that, and let's get into this makeup tutorial. So I am going to be using a couple of things I don't usually use all the time, and I think my foundation I'm going to use today, I don't even know if I've used it on my channel. I don't think I have, because it was way too dark for me when I first bought it. So, and I got it on sale too. So we're gonna just play around with it and see what it looks like. I'm gonna start off by using my Too Faced lip injection, and this is the extreme one, so it just kind of plumps up my lips a little bit. I like putting something on my lips before I start my makeup, especially if they feel a little dry when you apply liquid lipstick or really any kind of lipstick. It's nice to have a smooth canvas to start from. And this stuff kind of soaks in, and it's not too juicy, and it does give that kind of tingling, plumping effect. So we're going to start off with priming. Just for my problem areas, I'm going to use my Smashbox, the original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. And again, this is just a sample. I would not buy this original one. My personal favorite is the one that comes in the purple tube. But this actually works well to just kind of smooth your skin and make sure all of your pores are filled. And then when you do apply your foundation, it just goes on so much smoother. I think it was the other day I was watching an old Tati video. Now I can't remember the type of foundation she was like reviewing, but she was reading the packaging and it actually said not to prime. And like in my videos, if you guys have watched any of like my old videos, I prime except for like the last video I made, only because it was like a summer look and I didn't have any foundation on. But if I'm using foundation, I prime every single time. I don't even care if the instructions say you don't need to use a primer, because I think primer is so important. So I'm going to double prime today, and I'm using my Becca Backlight priming filter. So I have a backup. This was just kind of like, not a sample, but it was like a small size just for me to try out the product and see if I actually liked it or not. And I do. This one isn't as glowy as some of the other primers I have. So for instance, if you use the Hollywood filter as a primer, it's not like that. Also, if you use the Tutti Frutti by Too Faced primer, it's not like that one either. It's very diffused, and it gives you a glow, so I can kind of already see my forehead glowing there when I put it on. But it is not sparkly at all. And I have used this product quite a bit on my channel because I love it, and that tube is almost gone. So another thing that I kind of want to talk about is like I've been watching videos. Well, I started watching one video by this one girl. She's not very well known, and I don't even remember her name, but I'll find it for you guys maybe. I want to show my makeup collection and kind of how I organize it. And I've only like redone my organization once, so but now because I have purchased new products from my Sephora haul and just kind of random ones here and there, I'm gonna need another storage case. And I don't have like the Alex drawers or anything like that because I know people are like crazy about those Alex drawers, and I think mostly because they look nice, like they're very Instagram worthy. But my storage, I really like what I have right now, and it works for me, especially like the little vanity space I have, which I want to show you guys so bad. But I do want to show you. So I've been watching videos just to kind of like see how other people show their collection. And if I were to talk about every single product I have, oh man, it would be a really long video. So I'd probably have to do like, you know, my primer collection and my, concealer and then foundation, because I have a lot. And I know, I guess kind of the same thing that this one girl said is that, for a normal woman who doesn't do YouTube, who doesn't really, maybe you're into makeup, but maybe not that much. For like an average woman, usually you have like a couple of foundations, right? Like by a brand you love, you'll have like one a summer color and a winter color, and that's it. Well, when you are on YouTube, you need to kind of experience different brands for the people watching your channel. And just to kind of test products out, something that's new in the market, something that's like super popular, and it's just nice to do that for your viewers. So and plus, I mean, makeup lovers obviously love to test out new products. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say I'm just doing it for my viewers, because obviously I love the products too, and I love playing with makeup. Okay, let's continue this conversation while I do foundation. So, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup. So this is a shade 5.0, and like the bottle, it looks so dark, but it kind of matches my arm. But we're just gonna shake it up because I haven't used it in a long time. I don't know if that's like normal to hear that kind of shaking, but alright, so it does have a pump. I've used it once, I believe. I am going to use my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I'm just going to use one pump for the first side of my face, and then we'll use another one for the second. So actually, no, it looks really good. It's not too dark. It's perfect. So yeah, so like thinking about doing kind of like showing my makeup collection, and that's just kind of something I'm thinking about, because I think it'll, like, I don't even know how to hold my camera steady, because as you guys know, I use my phone and it just moves a lot. So I don't have a selfie stick. I need to invest in one, especially if I wanted to show like my yard and stuff. But I would, like, I know that, like, I read somewhere that vlogs are the death of YouTube channels when you first start out. So what do you guys think? Like, any people that are watching right now, like any of my current viewers, like, is that something you guys would like to see? I know we've only got 30 people right now in our little family. That's what I like to call it. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of showing the things that I love. So like I'm kind of opening myself up to everybody. Like some of you guys are strangers, some of you are family, some of you are friends, and I'm opening myself up to show you the things that I love. So obviously I love makeup. I'm obsessed. That's why I always say hashtag obsessed. But I also love art and I love stationery. And you can ask my family, man. Like, I have been a lover of stationery since I was like a wee lass. Like, seriously. I loved stickers, I loved pens. You can ask my mom and all of my ex-boyfriends, because I always had to find like an office space just so I have like room to store all my stuff. But okay, this looks really pretty. Actually, I don't even know why I don't use this more often. I used to think it was so light, but really that isn't. It almost, or sorry, so dark. I feel like it's kind of light for what I am doing right now. I'm going to use it more often. I like this finish. So this was only 2 pumps too, so it actually looks pretty good. Usually when I do put too much product on my forehead, like I just have like, these natural, I don't even want to say they're wrinkles from the sun, because they're not. They are just kind of like my natural forehead expression creases, when you like raise your eyebrows, that's where they are. So one of my problems, like other than my under my eye foundation or even concealer, if I choose to like highlight my forehead, it just, the product settles in those wrinkles, and I hate that. Like, I always have to tap it out again. So it's actually better if I put less product on my forehead and more on the rest of my face. But even here, it kind of does the same thing. So like right here where I have like these lines. So anyway, okay, so just again, don't overdo the product. And I usually say about 2 pumps is perfect, because then it also gives you enough to blend down your neck. And if you don't, I mean, the best way to put it on is just put the foundation on the back of your hand. And that works too if you're blending foundations. Put them on the back of your hand, mix them with your finger, and then use your tool and just put it on your face. But I usually say about 2 pumps is like the perfect amount. And I tried 3 once and it was an epic failure. Okay, so I don't even remember when I bought this. I think I bought this. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. And this is the shade Medium Light Warm. I think I bought this before I bought this. And I think I got this because it was on sale. But yeah, I had this like long before, and I don't even remember when I bought it. Like, does that happen to people who have lots of makeup? You like stop remembering where you like purchased products from or when you purchased them? Probably, especially if you have lots. So actually this color of concealer is perfect for this shade of foundation. And also, this is talking about new products already, which I don't need, but what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to wait till I actually run out of current products, and then I will buy new ones. So then it'll just give me a valid reason to go and buy more, because right now if I just keep collecting products, I'm not going to have room. So that's just something. And before I actually show you guys my collection, I'm thinking of getting another organizer, because I have like a whole bunch of stuff sitting on my desk and it just kind of looks messy, and I don't really want it to look messy for you when I show you. So yeah, so another tip that I know I talk about it all the time, I use it all the time, but for anybody who's looking to get like a really nice finish on your face, lighter products, yes, but it depends what kind of coverage you're looking for. I think setting sprays are like magic. I never used to really use primer. I never used to use setting spray. And now that like I wear makeup a lot and I wear it almost every day, I think setting sprays are one of the best inventions ever. Okay, so I just put an extra layer of this concealer under my eye. It didn't cover as much as I wanted it to, but I'm just going to leave it for now because I don't want to put a lot of product on. So I have a couple of different powders to set my eyes with. I've got my Tarte Filtered Light Setting Powder, which I really want to use because I've only really used it once. But then I also have this Becca palette, Be a Light. Now, this thing was on sale for the longest time on the Sephora website, and I bought it when it first came out, and I think I bought it before it even went on sale, and then I saw it on sale, and I was like, oh man, like, don't you hate that? You buy something full price, and then it goes on sale, and you're just like, ah, shoot. So I think I just want to go into this one here. So what I'm going to do is actually set my entire face with this shade here, which is like the blurring powder. And then this is like the light powder, so I'll use a brush to put this one on after. And then I am going to use this blush. I do have other products sitting in front of me, like my highlighter and my blush, but I haven't really used this palette and I want to. So let's go in with the blurring one first. I'm just going to use my sponge and see how dark it is here. I feel like it's darker. I don't know. But this is supposed to be the blurring powder. And now I don't want to get myself in trouble because the last time I did this with my sponge, maybe my sponge was too wet, but I found that my makeup got really cakey looking and gross. So maybe I'll just use my brush. I'm just still staying with this blurring powder. And I will go in with my F20, so I am using all my Sigma brushes today. And I'm just going to put it in this powder and just set the rest of my face. It's just weird using like a whole palette, like instead of like a loose powder. I know it's kind of the same thing as the powder that's pressed, but you guys know, like, I think the only pressed powder that I actually have, I'm really more of a fan of loose powder because then you can kind of control how much product goes on your brush. A little easier, I find. And usually I tend to put like over powder, but I think, what am I trying to say? Oh my goodness. The only one that I have is like the Essence Brightening Banana one. Oh, and then I also have like the Too Faced banana powder too. Okay, so I don't know if I'm happy with the way this looks, but it does kind of blur. I think it just has a little bit of glow to it, so it looks like it blurs a bit. It's okay. It's not my favorite. Maybe it's just a combination, I don't know. I'm not really used to that foundation either. So I think I'm just going to stay away from, I may actually use the blush, but I'm not going to use this contour here. Let's go in with this one here. I'm going to put it like underneath my bronzer and my blush, I think. Not so bad. I should use this more often. I have little drawers of products that are just backups, like they haven't been opened yet, and in case I run out of one, there I have it, and I don't have to like wait for it to come in the mail. But I'm going to use my Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil bronzer, like the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Kit that I just got too. So I'm just going to use my F40, which really needs to be cleaned, but it's all bronzer, so it's good. So I'm just going to put it in this. I think I've used this once on my channel. Just not very often. And the whole point of doing this is just to like darken any areas where you have natural shadow. So especially on, like, not necessarily the sides of your nose, but people will, if you want to contour your nose to make it smaller on areas that you want it to be smaller. So I don't usually do the bridge of my nose anymore. I used to. Now I do just this tip of my nose area, and I bring it down here. And then it still always looks like my nose is curved to the right. We're going to go in with my bronzer anyway and just bronze everything. So I'm just going to contour with this darker shade around my hairline. And then I just bring it down onto my temple to kind of blend in with my cheek contour here. And if this is your first time kind of following along or doing this look, or contouring at all, I will put my how to contour and how to blush video. I'll link it right here for you. But you can follow along with that and just kind of see the basics. But my first step always, or not first step, but first kind of tip is just to go lightly with it. And generally the areas where you would contour is like your nose, under your lip, your jawline, your cheeks, around the perimeter of your face, like your forehead, and on your temples, just to, I guess the purpose is to reduce any features that you want to reduce and to sharpen lines. So when you put it on your jaw, it just kind of sharpens your jawline a little bit. And it's just to accentuate the natural shadows of your face. Okay. So we have contoured, and now I am going to use, I was going to use my Omega Bronze by Marc Jacobs, but I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer because I love this stuff. I never used to. I used to hate it. It's funny how we change our minds about stuff. So I'm just going to go in and just kind of put it all over my brush. This one smells like coconut more than the Marc Jacobs to me. So when I go into contour, I put it on the specific areas of my face. In bronzing, I put it on the high points of my face, so where the sun would specifically hit you. Like, just think about in summer, when you get a little burned or a little tan, where do you get tanned first? It's generally your nose and your forehead. And then right here, I always bring it down the sides of my nose onto the tops of my cheeks. And it just kind of gives you that sun-kissed glow. And I do like this one because it doesn't have a sparkle. I hate, even like, I guess I don't mind like a bronzer for sparkle at all, like as long as it doesn't have huge chunky sparkles in it. But I prefer mattes and I prefer shimmer. Like a kind of like a satin formula, which this is. So this one I don't mind because it does give your face kind of that healthy glow instead of like a sparkle look, which I can't stand. And I don't know how other people, like each to their own. We're gonna go into, with my F10 powder blush, I'm gonna try using this blush. It looks really sparkly, but I'm gonna try. Tap off the brush. That's pretty. It's kind of glowy. And then something like this, I'm definitely going to spray my face because I already feel like I have lots of product and lots of powder on there. So yeah, that definitely looks very, like, it's not blushed very much. It's very muted. But that's fine. So I'm just going to use my MAC Fix Plus right now. Actually, I totally lied. I'm going to use my Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1. This stuff is great. I'm not sure about the primer as much, but I like the spray. So I'm going to go in. I'm actually going to line my eyes. So I'm going to use my, this is like an old Avon pencil. It's a Glimmer Stick waterproof eyeliner, and this is the shade Brown Chocolate. So instead of like a really black color, black looks good on date night, but for me it's just not as natural looking as something like this. So I'm just going to lightly line my lower waterline here. It's hard for me to show you, and I am wearing contacts, so I'm trying to be really careful. And usually I kind of like hold my lower lid, but because that setting spray is still all wet, I don't want to ruin my makeup here. I'm gonna go off camera. I might fix that liner a bit, and I'm gonna just do eyebrows, and then we'll be right back, and then we'll do eyeshadow. Those are done, and I didn't actually use my pomade today. I just used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium brown, and then clear brow gel over top. I don't know. I'm trying not to use my Brow Wiz as much because I only have the one medium brown, and then I have chocolate as well. And I've used up my other ones. And I find if I just use that one, I use it faster than if I use my pomade. But it just, I don't know, sometimes it gives a more natural look because then you can draw in the hairline strokes, and I like that. So I might have to think about getting some more of that. So I'm going to use my Too Faced Just Peachy Matte palette today. I missed this palette, and I have not used it in a very long time, so we're going to get into it. So I'm going to start off by using the shade Peach Meringue. Yeah, like lemon meringue. This is Peach Meringue. I'm just going to use my E50 fluff brush and put this peachy shade all over my lid. And they smell like peaches. It smells so good. And I really like brightening up my lid, and then when I use powders that I'm not sure that have properly set my lid, I really like to use these shades. And like I've said before, if they're in a palette, I always like to use them. There we go. So I'm going to use my E40. What else would I use? I'm going to start by putting Peaches and Cream into my crease. And now this is like a really light shade, but I really like a light transition color, and I am bringing it higher, closer to my brow bone than my crease really. And then we'll go in with a darker shade and define the crease better. So I'm just using very, very, very quick motions, like back and forth. to add that color there. And the same thing on this side. And again, because it's very light, it's just going to look very natural. And I like this palette because they are all matte. So especially that I've done a very kind of glowy, sparkly face look, this is nice because I'm not huge into too much sparkle, but if you add it to one or two features on your face, it's really, really pretty. It can be. Okay, so you can definitely see it's very, very light, but you can see it. Now I'm going to go into Peach Tea, which is more of a neutral shade and darker. I am using the same brush, and I'm just going to bring it lower now, so more in the crease. And this one I will be doing more kind of little circular motions. And I think what we'll do is we'll keep the lid fairly light, and I'm going to put like a darker brown color. I think I'll use the shade Peach Tart, which is actually this one. I will use that on the lower lid because I think that could be really pretty. So now I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. I'm actually going to use the Small Taper Blend E45, and we're going to go in with Peach Cobbler, which is like a peach shade, but it's definitely a little bit darker than what I have. And I'm going to add it to the outside crease here. I kind of want to add like a darker brown to the very outer corner, but then I feel like there's nothing on the actual lid itself. Okay, I'm just actually going to add a little bit of Peach Punch, which is this brighter color here, the same brush, right here. And we can blend it out, but I don't really want to like move it around in the lid too much. It's just more for like a pop of color, but then I want to continue putting that Peach Cobbler kind of in the outside crease here. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush. So this is the Firm Shader E57, and I'm just going to take Peaches and Cream, or actually maybe Peach Butter here, so it's more of a lighter shade, and just put it right here. So I want this part to still stay light. So I am experiencing a little bit of fallout here, so I'm just going to wipe it away with my F20. And then I am going to use the same brush, so the E45, and I'm just going to go into Peach Tart and kind of mix it with Peach Cobbler a little bit here. And put it on the very outside of the upper lid. And just gently bring it into the crease a bit, so that you get this like pretty gradient from like light to dark. And then we're going to take an E15. I'm going to dip it into Peach Tart here and just press it into the lower lid. And it doesn't really matter if it's extended a little bit because that brown liner, since I made that little kind of mistake with it, this will just kind of cover it up and blend out the brown liner a bit. And I am putting it all the way, so not just halfway, but like the whole lash line here, just like that. And now it looks like a big mess because there still is a lot of fallout here. That is a nice thing about matte shadows though, because I find not only do they blend away underneath your eye better, but they also, if you were to want a really matte face look, shimmer shadows will just leave a bunch of shimmer right here, but these won't, so that is nice. So now I'm going to kind of wipe off that E57, which was the Firm Shader, and we're going to blend out the bottom lash line with Peach Cobbler. So it was the same one that we put into the outer crease, and just kind of blend out that dark shade. I think what we're going to do is still kind of go back in. I'm going to use my E54, my medium sweeper. I just want to darken up just a little bit on the upper lash line. So I'm going to go in with Peach Tart and then dip it into Chocolate Dipped and just kind of do a 1:1 ratio here. And just keep it very concentrated to close to the lashes and the outer corner. And I'm really just stamping it on at this point. I'm not blending. And we don't really need to match the lower lash line. I just wanted to darken it up a tad. So I'm just going to blend it up with this shade here. And then to blend out that upper area, I can dip it back fresh picked and done. So I'll give it one more wipe with the brush. So then the only other thing we'll do is apply some highlighter to the inner corner and underneath the brow bone, and then we can highlight the rest of the face. So I'm just using Mary Lou by The Balm. It's like my most favorite neutral highlight at the moment. The F35 highlighter brush. Put a little bit on the cheekbones here and the nose. Cupid's bow. A little bit on the chin. And before I put liner and mascara on, which I'll do all off camera, I'm just going to spray my face one more time with my Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray. And then we will be right back. I'm just using my Better Than Sex black liquid liner by Too Faced and my L'Oreal Voluminous Feline mascara in Black is Black. I'm going to line my lips with the Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in 09 Spice. Okay, and then you're going to use, which I haven't actually used this product at all. It's the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. Wow, I can't even read it because it's like a mini, so it's so tiny. The Tarte Rainforest of the Sea lipsticks that come in this blue tube. And so this is just a mini. It had like kind of like a red corally color. And then this is called Rum Punch. It's just a very nude lip color. And they are a cream lip color. They're not like a matte. And that is it for that. And then I'm just going to top it with my MAC lip gloss in the shade See-Thru. I was actually looking for my my Tarte, is it Tarteist lip paint, like the glossy one, and I couldn't find it anywhere. But I have like the Hella Nude, which is like the lightest nude that they have. And I don't know what happened to it. Okay, so that is it, you guys. Now this look, I think I kind of changed it. Like I've done one just peachy look, and it was like my first or second video ever. And I remember I did a very like light, yeah, it was like Peach Day in February or something, and very light, and it was not as dark as this look, but definitely the eyeliner made it a lot darker. And I think this is like really sexy for like not even spring, but just like a summer look, and I think it's really pretty. And it could be a date night look. Personally, I'm not a fan of it for date night, but it's still very neutral. Like it looks like I have a neutral eye, but I smell like peaches. And I really like the way the lips look. I'm not 100% happy with the under eye, so I'm not sure if I'd use that powder again for under eye. Like this powder, it was kind of like a spur of the moment buy, and I don't know if I think maybe I would just use it kind of the same way I would use my Hourglass ambient lighting powder, just to kind of like give my face an all over glow. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this, and also, do you have this? I was always kind of wondering how many other people have this, because it was on sale forever, and I think it's still on sale if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the bell button to be notified every time I post a new video, because there will be more coming. And also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And we will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day. Take care.